Celia.
Welcome back to the second hour of Financial Issues. I'm Dan Celia. Also welcome the Urban Family Network on with us for the second hour live. And I sure appreciate them and being a part of the program. You're listening to Financial Issues here on American Family Radio, Biz Television, and a whole bunch of other networks. And we sure appreciate all of you that join us. We're grateful. And you can call in if you've got a question for me, a financial question or any other question that you want to talk about as far as the economy, what's going on. It looks like President Obama is ducking. Hey, how about this? Ducking any information about Obamacare. Now it's talking about immigration. But do you remember, how many people remember me saying, I guess it was a couple weeks ago, I said, I guarantee you that the word Obama is getting dropped out of the care program. It's not going to be Obamacare. Now, he doesn't even use Obamacare anymore. He loved it. He used it all the time. Nobody's using Obamacare. And then I said, this part hasn't happened yet, but then I said, pretty soon they won't be using the word affordable. It'll just be the CARE Act. Guarantee in the next few weeks it's just going to be the CARE Act. Well, the CARE Act is not working. It's not going to be the Affordable Care Act because I would hope by now they're coming to some conclusion that there's nothing affordable about this. Nothing affordable about it for the government. Nothing affordable about it for the American citizens. But it's interesting. Obamacare, the word Obama that he loved, he acknowledged, is gone. We're seeing the Democrats, even the president himself is trying to distance his own name from his, well, I was going to say one of the key elements of his presidency, probably the only thing. But he's distancing himself from it. Pretty interesting. Anyway, 866-392-98, 866-392-98, oil 93.63 right now. Gold is supposed to be flying up higher on the strength of the dollar. Maybe the gold market has it right. Since none of the other markets seem to have it right, maybe the gold market, maybe we should be looking at the gold market a little bit more because maybe they have figured it out. Now, they hadn't figured it out last night, but maybe they're coming to the realization that the dollar is increasing in value over this deal that Secretary Kerry and the Obama administration has made with a terrorist group. That's what they've done. We negotiate with terrorists now. We never used to, but we do now. And maybe they're looking at it, they were looking at it as a good thing. And, the dollar was getting stronger as a result. Who knows why? But nevertheless, it was. And gold was going up. Well, not so much. Gold is down right now. It's still negative. It was negative when we started the program. It's still negative now. So we'll continue to watch that. Just to reiterate one of my main themes of the first hour. Secretary Kerry has made a deal with a terrorist country called Iran. And we have markets around the world that are jumping for joy over the fact that Secretary Kerry is slapping five and hanging in there, appreciating so much, his incredible negotiation skills, which just prove how clueless of a negotiator they really are. Number one, the very first thing that should have happened is that we should have seen the American citizen that they have been holding, the pastor that they have been holding because he has been proclaiming the gospel of Jesus Christ. He needs to be released. So Secretary Kerry, at the minimum that should have happened is the minute you were announcing your deal with the terrorist that you have made, that we would have seen the American citizen walking to freedom. That should have been the very next shot. Deal. If we're making a deal with a terrorist, it's not a deal at all. But here's the naivety of this administration and the Secretary of State. They actually are so naive that they believe that surely the terrorist wouldn't lie to us, would they? I mean, surely they're negotiating with us in good faith. Surely. And the worst part about it is we now have Saudi Arabia, who is critical of the West, which is us, for leaving them out of the negotiations. And they have pretty much said, put this article on my Facebook page at Financial Issues, or Twitter at Financial Issues, saying that we're just going to take things into our own hands. In other words, we're not going to follow the lead of the West. We're going to do what's right for our country. And frankly, what's right for their country happens to be what's right for Israel. Because Saudi Arabia understands that these radical Sunni Muslims, this terrorist nation of Iran, on their way to annihilate Israel, they're going to try to annihilate Saudi Arabia. Well, the royal family certainly understands that. And they're not appreciative of the deal that Secretary Kerry made with the terrorists. Now, Secretary Kerry, slapping five with everybody, thinks he's done a wonderful job. It will go down in the history books as the first president to ever openly agree and have no problem whatsoever in negotiating with terrorists, negotiating with a country that despises everything about America and has the same ill feelings of annihilating the infidels of America as they have about annihilating the Jews of Israel. But we negotiated them because surely they negotiated in good faith. And by the way, the weapons grade uranium that they need, they can pick up the phone tomorrow and get some from North Korea all they want. If we lift the sanctions, creating billions of inflows into the country so that they have the money to buy the weapons grade uranium. So we may have just expedited their nuclear weapons program by lifting sanctions that are going to lead to potentially billions of dollars that, of course, we're going to watch to make sure they don't do the wrong thing with it. That'll work really well. We can't even put a website together, but we're going to make sure that the terrorists don't, spend this money in a bad way. I mean, we'll be able to do that. So it's going to give them the funds that they need to buy the weapon. I would be surprised if Russia wouldn't sell it to them. We know North Korea will. Okay, so that was my political commentary of the first hour that I reiterated because I think it needs to be reiterated. Just to make sure that we continue to drive home what we've got running this country, who we have in Washington. And please let us not leave out the spineless Republicans that don't stand up to any of this. Let's not leave them out because they're very much in the picture. Let me go to Lynn. Lynn Cornish from Oregon. Hi, Lynn.
Good morning. How are you?
I'm good.
Good. I was looking at a couple of stocks last night on the internet, and I'm wondering what you think about these, if this would be a good time to start looking at those. Kinder Morgan, and I was looking at Caterpillar, but it looks like it has taken a bit of a jump today after what you were saying. Cooper Tire, Alon USA, and Pinnacle West.
Pinnacle West, I like. I'm okay with that. Kinder Morgan, not on my buy list. I like Kinder Morgan. They had a little bit of a down week last week and a down month. Year to date, they're sitting okay. I mean, they're up 2%, and there's certainly some room to grow. I don't like the fact that their stock's very close to a 52-week high. I love their dividend at 6.6%. And they haven't made my buy list for some momentum issues, momentum reasons moving forward. I looked at them last week and the week before, so they're getting closer. There's no doubt about it. So it's all fresh in my mind. I did the same thing with Cooper Tire. As a matter of fact, I was extremely close to putting Cooper Tire back on my buy list for the first time in a while. You may remember, if you follow my if you're a partner with me on the website, Lynn, you may remember that when Cooper Tire announced the buyout deal, I put a sell order in because I have an awful lot of people that have Cooper Tire in their portfolios as a result of the fact that over an awful lot of years, they've been on and off my buy list for an awfully long time. It's a company that I've tracked for a long time. So I didn't want to take any chances in losing this incredible, $34 a share price. And so a lot of people, I hope, sold out of it and made a very good profit on it. It's not ready. I'm not ready to get it on my buy list. I just don't feel what I need to feel about their accounting issues. One of the issues from a momentum standpoint on Cooper Tire is that Cooper Tire is when the new car market is not doing well, Cooper Tire generally does pretty well. Cooper Tire is a secondary market. They're when you need to get your tires replaced. They're in that used car, so to speak, tire business more so than the new tire. So it looks like the auto industry is going to remain strong at least through the first half of next year is another reason why. And I just think there's too much uncertainty right now in and around the buyout deal and what is happening with Cooper Tire. So I can't in good conscience put them on my buy list. What was your other one? Al-Anon
USA.
Okay.
Al-Anon, I think maybe is how you say it.
Al-Anon. Again, great dividend producing company, almost too good to be true, their dividend. So when that always concerns me, when you see that dividend being what it is. But that is a company that was on my buy list for a considerable amount of time. They have had a bad year, a very bad year this year. And frankly, I don't see them coming out of it. I don't like their financials that I just got a look of about a week or so ago for the third quarter, their preliminary look. And I'd have to wait until I can't, let me just say this. I can't imagine them being on my buy list until the end of the year at best. They just have too much going on. And, again, great dividend. You hate to walk away from a dividend like that. I wouldn't tell anybody to sell it if you owned it. And a lot of people may own it as a result of them being on my buy list. I certainly would hold it. I wouldn't sell it, but just for the dividend alone. But I probably wouldn't be a buyer here, not yet.
Okay. I have another question for you.
Sure.
If you had the opportunity to put Roth money into the stock market versus getting a 4% guaranteed floor return, what would you choose?
How old are you, Lynn?
59. I'd
probably take the guarantee.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, until inflation starts getting well above 4%, I would take the guarantee.
Okay.
I definitely would. Okay?
All right. Thank you so much.
All right, Lynn, you're welcome. 866-300-9298, 866-300-9298. You're listening to American Family Radio Network Financial Issues. My name's Dan Seary. If you got a comment, question, if you want some insights that are based on my analysis, but unfortunately my opinion as well, feel free to give us a call, 866-300-9298. We'll be right back.
I know many of you have a bucket list that includes visiting the Holy Land, Israel,